top 10 CEOs who destroyed their own companies. What went wrong with their big move? Who ignored all the warning signs? How did greed destroy their empire? Which mistake ended it all? What secrets did they hide? Who lost everything in the fall? Who ruined their own company the most? When did success start to slip away? Why did no one stop them in time? Stay till the end to find out which CEO destroyed it all. Ron Johnson, the former retail genius behind Apple stores, led J.C. Penney into one of the worst retail collapses in modern history. Under his leadership, the company lost over $1 billion in sales as he scrapped discounts and loyalty programs that defined the brand. Johnson believed customers would embrace a sleek, high-end experience, but shoppers fled overnight. Within months, stock prices plummeted, stores emptied, and thousands lost jobs. His refusal to adapt and listen to loyal customers turned innovation into destruction. In just 17 months, Ron Johnson managed to erase decades of JCPenney's trust, proving that bold ideas without understanding the market can bankrupt even a legend.
Those discussions, I'd say, petered out. Within a few days, I don't know, they were emboldened, they're just digging their heels in, they're going to continue the shutdown. Don't feel that they're getting blamed for it, didn't have much pressure on it.
When Carly Fiorina took the helm at Hewlett-Packard, she aimed to make history with the $25 billion HP Compaq merger. Instead, she destroyed shareholder confidence and wiped out around $25 billion in market value. The merger caused culture clashes, overlapping products, and massive layoffs. Employees lost morale, customers lost faith, and investors revolted. Fiorina's vision to create a tech superpower backfired spectacularly, turning a once-beloved Silicon Valley brand into a corporate mess. By 2005, she was forced out, leaving HP struggling to recover. Her tenure became a textbook example of how one executive's ego-driven decision can erase decades of innovation.
I think we'll be able to have a conversation about the issues and about track record and accomplishments and the difference between our policies.
Eddie Lampert, once hailed as a financial genius, became the man who dismantled Sears. Over his 13-year leadership, the company lost more than $26 billion in value. Lampert focused on financial engineering rather than retail innovation, selling assets and cutting costs while ignoring changing customer needs. Stores became outdated, employees were demoralized, and the brand lost its identity. Once America's top retailer, Sears collapsed into bankruptcy in 2018. Lampert's obsession with spreadsheets and profit margins destroyed a 100-year-old institution. His story proves that leadership without vision and finance without empathy can kill even the strongest brands.
Hey, Wolf, that's right. For the better part of a decade, Eddie Lampert's name has been inextricably tied with Sears, but at this stage, it's really unclear whether his hedge fund ESL investments generated returns or losses from this very long investment.
At Uber's peak, Travis Kalanick was Silicon Valley's rebel hero until his own recklessness cost the company nearly $30 billion in lost valuation. Under his rule, Uber's culture spiraled out of control with harassment scandals, legal violations, and public backlash. Investors fled, regulators cracked down, and the company's image was tarnished. Kalanick's aggressive win-at-all-costs style built Uber fast but broke it even faster. By 2017, the board ousted him to save the company. Uber survived, but Kalanick's legacy remains a lesson in how unchecked ambition and toxic culture can nearly destroy a global empire.
You know, like if an investor is running a political oppo campaign against you for 6 months, sort of generating a crisis every week for...
Martin Winterkorn, the proud CEO of Volkswagen, dreamed of making the brand the world's largest automaker. Instead, he oversaw the $33 billion Dieselgate disaster. In 2015, VW was caught cheating on emissions tests, a deception that rocked the entire industry. The scandal led to fines, lawsuits, and massive recalls, wiping out decades of trust. Winterkorn resigned but couldn't escape blame as leadership fostered a culture of secrecy and fear. Volkswagen's reputation, once built on German engineering excellence, was replaced by global outrage. Winterkorn's downfall proved that when leaders chase dominance over honesty, even billion-dollar empires crumble.
Chairman of the Board, Volkswagen Group, Professor Dr. Martin Winterkorn.
Not any longer, Martin Winterkorn has quit as CEO of German carmaker Volkswagen amid the spiraling scandal over its rigging of diesel car emissions tests in the United States.
Adam Neumann, the charismatic founder of WeWork, turned a simple co-working idea into a $47 billion sensation and then destroyed it. Through reckless spending, bizarre behavior, and self-dealing, Neumann burned investor confidence, erasing around $40 billion in valuation. His attempt to take WeWork public exposed massive financial losses and questionable management. Within weeks, the dream unraveled, forcing Neumann to step down with a $1 billion exit deal while thousands were laid off. His empire of community capitalism became a symbol of startup excess. Neumann's story shows that unchecked ego can sink even the most promising ideas.
It is an extremely exciting day for us, but let's start with that. We built a global brand. We had over 10,000 employees that were so passionate.
Gerald Levin masterminded the 2000 AOL Time Warner merger, a $165 billion deal that was supposed to redefine media. Instead, it became a $100 billion disaster. When the dot-com bubble burst, AOL's inflated value collapsed, leaving Time Warner shareholders with massive losses. The two companies clashed internally, innovation stalled, and executives abandoned ship. Levin's optimism blinded him to reality, and within a few years, the merger was labeled one of the worst in history. His legacy serves as a warning that ambition without caution can turn a deal of the century into a century-long regret.
What could be more fundamental than your basic ability to function, to have a healthy life so that you can be productive and creative.
Once celebrated as a business titan, Dennis Kozlowski led Tyco International into ruin through greed and fraud. Under his watch, the company lost about $120 billion in market value. Kozlowski embezzled millions for personal luxuries, from extravagant art to a $6,000 shower curtain. When the scandal surfaced, Tyco's stock crashed, employees were devastated, and investors lost everything. Kozlowski was convicted of grand larceny and imprisoned, turning Tyco from a Wall Street darling into a corporate disgrace. His fall was proof that unchecked greed at the top poisons everything below.
Extreme blue-collar upbringing. We all lived in ethnic neighborhoods. There were Polish neighborhoods, Italian neighborhoods, Jewish neighborhoods. That's the way New York was broken up at the time.
Bernard Ebbers, founder of WorldCom, oversaw one of the largest accounting frauds in U.S. history. To hide declining profits, he falsified records and inflated earnings, a lie that cost investors around $180 billion. When the truth emerged in 2002, the collapse wiped out jobs, savings, and pensions for thousands. Ebbers was sentenced to 25 years in prison, and WorldCom filed for the biggest bankruptcy in American history at the time. His obsession with growth at any cost turned him from a telecom visionary into a national villain. WorldCom's fall showed how deceit destroys even the biggest empires.
We're going to come up with the ball, and we are going to write this effort like we never have before.
What happened is not anything really different than a whole lot of other people, other than if it ends up being true that there's a lot of accounting issues. I don't know the facts on that. I haven't been privy to any of that.
At the top of this list stands Jeff Skilling, the CEO who led Enron into a catastrophic $250 billion collapse. Once hailed as America's most innovative company, Enron hid debt and fabricated profits under Skilling's watch. When the truth emerged in 2001, the company imploded, wiping out shareholders, employees, and trust in corporate America. Skilling was convicted of fraud and insider trading, serving years in prison. The Enron scandal forced new laws and forever changed corporate accountability. Skilling's name now symbolizes the ultimate downfall, when brilliance turns to deception and ambition burns an empire to ashes.
Just as I start off, reinforce what Ken said when he came up here to begin with. We're actually streaming this video